Hey guys, Pitmaster here. Sorry I wasn't here earlier to go over lessons from UFC Pittsburgh. Um, I was in Oklahoma at the Century Martial Arts Warehouse and Manufacturing Center. Okay, talk about a success story. Century Martial Arts, which makes, I mean, 90% of all the martial arts equipment that you see in any martial arts school, including the gloves that the UFC fighters wear and all the equipment that they train in. Um, Century Martial Arts started, a guy, Mike Dillard, started in his parents' garage sewing gis and selling them to local karate schools. Okay. His manufacturing center and warehouse in Oklahoma now is 650,000 square feet. Okay, so that is the success story. Anyway, I was over there doing some work with them and training with them and hanging out. And so I didn't get to do it, but I'm going to do it right now. I got two lessons. Okay, the first one, I'm going to talk about Chris Camozzi and Joe Riggs. My lesson here is do not neglect your jab. Your jab can not only change the direction of a fight, it can knock the fuck out of your opponent. Chris Camozzi knocked out Joe Riggs with a well-placed jab. He feinted a kick, gave him a little hip, and then came back with a straight jab that caught Joe Riggs square on the jaw because he was reacting to the feint. So his hands were down a little bit, and then Chris Camozzi basically dropped him with a jab, followed up with some well-placed knees. Fight was over. So, number one lesson, do not neglect your jab. I know it's not a sexy punch like a left hook or an overhand right or a spinning something, but just that basic jab, if it lands just right, it can not only change the fight, like it maybe cut someone, hurt them, set them up for another punch or kick or takedown or whatever, but it can also hurt your opponent, or even, as we saw with Dreamy Eyes Camozzi, knock your opponent out. So do not neglect your jab in training. Work that jab. Snap it. Push it. Work different jabs. Jab to the body. Feint a jab, then jab. Work your jab. Make it part of your routine. Make it part of your curriculum. Okay? Second lesson. Cowboy Cerrone against Cowboy Oliveira. Do not expect one thing from your opponent. Expect everything. Even if you watch videos on him, don't think one thing. You think of Cerrone, even though we know he has a good submission game, you're thinking kicks, punches, just he loves to brawl and get in there. Who would have thought he had such a beautifully timed takedown and his transition into a mount to a triangle, rolled him over and tapped him out. Bing, 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 bing. Beautiful technique, beautiful transitions, beautiful skill. Be aware when you're fighting someone, expect anything. Okay? Prepare for the worst, hope for the best. Okay? When you're fighting a guy, don't think, oh, he's only a striker. Don't think he's only a jiu-jitsu guy. Expect the worst from everyone. Okay? That's how you should go into every fight. Be prepared for every scenario. Okay? This is lesson number 2. Expect the worst, hope for the best. Okay? Those are my 2 lessons from UFC Pittsburgh. Thanks for coming. Hope you watch the podcast at SoundCloud. It's Bushido Talk. And thanks for coming. I'll see you guys later. Please comment and subscribe.